Hi there, Zamir for NerdTube. These are my thoughts and spoilers of Supercell, a series currently on Netflix, and it's about superheroes, something that we've seen many a times before, but this one is different. And I believe shows like The Boys as well comes into this category. When it comes to doing superhero shows, it has to be different, whether it be The Boys or in this case, Supercell. Supercell's premises is this: the government have a lot of black people with superpowers imprisoned, and you think to yourself that they're experimenting on these black people with superpowers, but they are not. They are trying to figure out which black people have superpowers and then grab them and imprison them and then experiment on them. But how these black people are having superpowers is through sickle cell. Sickle cell is a medical condition that really only affects black people, and the children from these people who are suffering from sickle cell, whether it be their mum or their father, they have a mutant gene in them called Supercell, which comes from sickle cell, and that's what gives them their superpowers. A lot of people don't even realize they have powers, which is what's so cool. One guy gets stabbed, and before he dies, he's able to go back in time and get to a position back in time where he's not stabbed and make sure he doesn't get stabbed. Another person just chasing a bus realizes he's got super speed, but another person pushes away her boyfriend, realizes she's got telekinesis. Another guy punches a wall in anger next to an ATM, ends up breaking the ATM and cash coming out of it, realizes that he's got super strength. And another guy who is in the hood and is always trying to evade being stabbed realizes that he's got invisibility. And they all have to come together at some particular point to fight this massive menace that the guy with the ability to go back in time as well as forward in time sees when he does go forward in time by accident, and realizes that there's a bleak future, and the people he doesn't even know yet have powers, have to come together to fight this bleak future. And we see all these other protagonist members with all these abilities, learning about their abilities, figuring it out on the fly, and then trying to hone it. No montage scenes either. But then obviously we get these same people going through their character arcs and developments. It's very grounded in that sense before they all come together and team up. And when they do team up, we don't get any of this stupid sort of like Avengers Assemble shit. If anything, this is more like X-Men, but it's not done in a way that's supposed to be glamorous when we have our fight scenes with our protagonists using their powers. It's supposed to be kind of grounded, very realistic and scary and dangerous. You know, this is not trying to make light of any of the things that these people go through. It's really taking itself very seriously, and that's what makes this show so great. Being a show based in London is something I can understand and appreciate as well. And the whole premises of it, you know, it's like X-Men but different with the mutations and stuff like that. And you know, the premises is behind all of it. I think it's very good, and I do like it. And this is the sort of stuff we need when it comes to continuing this genre of superheroes or people with superpowers, but just doing things a bit differently. And this show definitely does that. I'm not going to go too much into any more of the premises regarding this show, but I will definitely mark it, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It exceeded my expectations whilst watching it, and regardless of maybe some of the slang being a bit complicated for some of the people across the pond, you should still give it a go. Get yourself an education and watch something from our side of the world, and maybe understand our slang a little bit better, because it's not all Cockney rhyming slang, me old chums. It's a bit more roadman in it, and you're going to see that the evolution of how things are here in the UK when it comes to our blue collar guys and people from poverty backgrounds and stuff like that, and how this next generation of Londoners communicate. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I love it. Something very close to home, which made me like it a lot. So yeah, it's currently on Netflix. The first season is not the only season. It doesn't all get wrapped up in a bow after season one. This show is hoping that it can rely on its morals and get greenlit another season after this, and maybe a third before we get to this epic conclusion that we saw a glimpse of in the pilot episode. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more of this. And initially, the first season is just about, as I said earlier, these protagonists understanding their powers, as well as everyone coming together, so that they know that they have to be part of this team. And now that kind of really materialized within the first season. I'm looking forward to seeing what season 2 brings, and 3, and this government organization as well, which obviously has a massive part to play, being the bad guys, and they don't pull any punches on how bad they are. When you got white people detaining black people and putting them in detention centers, they come across as fucked up, and they're not trying to pull their punches when it comes to being these bad guys. They are bad people. Let me know what you think. You think my 9 was a bit too high for this particular show? I don't think so, personally. Do you like it? Would you recommend it to other people? Was it a bit too British for you, and some of the lingo was hard to understand if you're from across the pond or even from other parts of the world? Was our lingo a little bit hard to understand? Because you're going to get a lot of it in this when it comes to some of the street talk and stuff, and how we communicate as Londoners at times. So let me know with a comment. And don't forget also to like, share, and subscribe here at NerdTube. And if you've already forgotten the name, we're NerdTube. Remember it. See you later.